I know. This painting is another self-portrait, and I did it in homage to the artist Frida Kahlo, and in this the cracks are, it's all the pains and the experiences and the disappointments, and for a while it was too painful for me to look at, but now, you know, I know that the scars are there, but they heal, and even if they're there with you forever, you just get on with it. My work is self-portraiture because about the possession of who I'm painting. Now, I use myself as a model because of the whole voyeurism that is involved in artist and model. I also use myself because of the lack of African people, of Asian people, of the non-white in art, and the misuse of my people in art. And it's not just about positive imagery, it is about self-ownership.
The job that I do requires a level of thrusting, or, if you like, aggression. You know, I have ideas about what I want. I have ideas about shows that I've seen, about projects that I think are good, and I want to put them on, and I want to present them to the public. I mean, I went in 1987 in October. I went to Moscow. I saw a theatre company, the Mali Theatre of Leningrad, do this show called Stars in the Morning Sky. I thought, this is the most exciting piece of theatre I've seen in a very long time. And I invited them out here. Now, they didn't even think they'd be allowed to come. Apart from anything else, people said, it's 6 months till Mayfest in Glasgow. This is when I was the director of Mayfest. You'll never do it in that time. We did do it, but we didn't do it because I was sort of sitting back being terribly polite all the time. We did it because one insisted that it be done, and that's actually how you make things happen. So I find it terribly frustrating, this sort of constant, you know, aggression is wrong on a woman. These models of what a woman does and how a woman behaves, which is transposed onto you. And it's remarkable the way that it pervades people's ideas of how you should behave and how you should go about your work. And I don't see that happening to my male colleagues.
It would be wrong to say that I would want to work with women directors all the time. I've worked with some very good male directors. But I think, given the choice, I would prefer to work with women producers and directors, because there are a lot of shortcuts when speaking the same language, where very often one might have to spell something out to a male. A woman would automatically see that it was unnecessary to talk about that. We just take it for granted. I've also found a sort of straightness and honesty about the women that I've worked for, perhaps because they're just not used so much to the politics of television and so on, but I do find that the relationships are more relaxed.
Yeah, because about here...
Well, I just feel perhaps in the story too, we slightly lose sight of him round about there.
Yeah, episode 5.
And when he gets drunk and all that sort of thing, and crumbles under the blackmail, then I think probably that's where we need to say a little bit more about his vulnerability and his war wounds and why he's in the state he's in.
I mean, working in the area that we work in, it's never easy, you know, and I enjoy very fine working relationships with both men and women, I must say. And but I enjoy enormously working with women. Inevitably, I find working with men, you eventually reach a stage where one becomes slightly or very or wholly preoccupied with the power relationship, the relationship of who controls what, and power for its own sake, it always seems to me. Not power for the, not who controls what in order to get something done, but who controls what, period.
When my first women's exhibition, after I had it and found out a lot about women in art, I went to New York to visit a friend of mine, And we had gone to this gallery and we were looking at a lot of really interesting work. And I was telling him what I was doing, and I said, well, I think I'm becoming a feminist. And he just turned around, looked at me and said, but you always were. So maybe it's putting a name on what you always were. And that was, for me, I mean, that was almost it's like you can relax once you know that you've already done it and you've already been it. So, I mean, and also it is owning something. It is owning yourself.